Well, beautiful people, listen, it has been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's so interesting. When I come on here, my light, I test the lights and everything. And then when I come on here, it's bright as hell. That's so strange. I find that so strange. No matter what I do, I can't seem to get this thing to be right. Get comfy for you. Let's see here now. Yeah, no matter what I do, let's try that. Is that close to what I had? No, now I'm in the dark. Okay, here we go. I don't know. I just had everything set. I hate that. Hello, beautiful people. It's Crazy Girl, makeup artist John Hatchett, all the way from New York. Hello, beautiful people. Hey, Layden. Thank you. It's lipstick. I think it was yesterday or sometime last week, but I wasn't on here last week, Ms. Layton. So I said, I'm going to pay homage to Lipstick Day and put on a deep, sultry lip. And actually, this is not my normal one. This is Danessa Myrix's. It's a matte, and it's, what is this called? Tribe, right? And I also put it on my eye, but when you put it on your eye, it turns like, when it's not heavily saturated, it gives like a pink effect on the eye. But on the lip, it's fully like put on. It's a matte, and it's matte. But I said, it's lipstick day. So I'm going to wear some crazy ass lipstick for you beautiful people. Oh, I have an update on the Urban Decay. Remember last week I showed you guys some of these colors, these things on the back of my hand. Hold up. I just had it. Diggy daggit. Here it is. So I had these not last week, 2 weeks ago. I showed you guys these, and I said I was going to test them out and tell you how long they lasted. Listen, these are amazing for brides because when I tell you, it didn't come off. It didn't come off at all. Like I was in the bathroom, I had to use micellar water, or whatever you pronounce it, to get it off my mouth. So this thing is very strong, and because you guys know I'm an insomniacally crazy person, I literally had it on my mouth for well over 20 hours. And it was on my mouth. It did not come off, but I will say I didn't eat like greasy things. I didn't have like chicken or something like that, but it stayed on. It stayed put. So these are probably really, really good for brides and celebrities, that kind of thing. Because if you're doing like a press junket or something like that, and they need to keep that same color on all the time, this is a really good lipstick. If you're doing testing, if you're doing model testing, or you need to change that person up, this ain't good for you because it sticks. So there is my review on the Urban Decay. What do you call these things? Urban Decay Lip Bond. It is a bond. Even on the back of my hand, when I had swatched it for you guys and I went to wash my hand, that sucker wouldn't come off, and I was rubbing, trying to get it off, and then I had to scrub with micellar water to get it off the back of my hand. So this strong. It's super, super, super strong, and it did not just fall off like I was hoping it would just. I literally was in there, and I had to use several. I'm trying to say. And that's why I used normal micellar water. I'm pretty sure if I had the one with the oil in it, it may have taken it off a little faster. But that's my point. Like if we're makeup artists, so if we don't carry the micellar water with the oil, and you're using the stuff in a test or something like that, and you need to take it off real quick, you're gonna be crying, because I was like, damn, it was hard to get off. So I just wanted to let you know. But it's really pretty. It's really a really good product. Really great for brides, really great for people who need to keep that lipstick on for a very long time. Very, very good. Very, very good. Hey, Monique. Miss Monique. You're right here. So we're going to talk about that. That's what this is all about. Me, you, and the rest of us. That's what this is about. Okay. So we got you. Hey, Maria Jones. Hi, DeShawn. Hi, everyone. Yummy411 says, hi, Maria. Brian Dean. Hi, Brian Dean. Please do me a favor, my darling Brian Dean. Go to the community board. On there, I have a post about something. It's so long ago. It's a post about getting a palette. So if you go all the way down, please scroll all the way down to that post. It's like maybe 4 now down. Please go look at that, Brian Dean, and then contact me later. Okay, honey? Let's see. I missed you too. He said, I can finally join. I missed you. I missed you too. I use Bioderma micellar water. Maria, have you tried it with the Urban Decay stuff though, or did you try it with something else? I'm curious. I use listen. You know how cheap I am. I use a knockoff, which was what's the knockoff version of your Bioderm? I always call it like over the counter, but that one is what I used. The regular Garnier, the Garnier micellar water, just straight micellar water from them. And I'm telling you, I was scrubbing until the cows came home. I was like, get this off my mouth. Yeah, it was deep. It was very, very deep, honey. It was deep. Thumbs up the video. Yeah, thank you, Yummy. I always forget. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. Blah, blah, blah. YouTube needs to know that I'm alive. There we go. So give a thumbs up. Thank you, Yummy. I always forget that. Hey, Ivy. I'm longed in, but taking an important call. We'll try to tune in as soon as the call ends. You go. I hope it's a good call, and I hope it comes out really great, Ivy. Thank you, Garnier. Garnier. Thank you. It's probably Garner, but you know, they say Garnier. Yes, Leighton. Brian Dean, I'm in trouble? Never. Go look at that thing and you'll see how much trouble you're in. Just go down and look. Maria Jones, no, not yet. I used it with other lip colors that may stain. Yeah, it's not even a stain per se. It just, wow. It wouldn't move. I was like, damn, how am I going to get this off? It would not move. I use it with Urban Decay's matte lipstick. Oh, interesting. Okay, wow, that's a double whammy. Yeah, I mean, and it didn't even have that much of a shine. Y'all saw it last week. It wasn't even like it was so super shiny or anything. But like I said, I said I was going to try it, and I got off the thing with you guys 2 weeks ago, and I tried it, and it did not come off. So I was like, well, it's good to know. It's really, really good to know that it stays put like that. You know, sometimes you need it to stay put, and then sometimes you need it to get off as soon as possible. When you're testing and when you're doing all those things, you need to have changeable makeup. It should not be the same. You should be changing up your look. We'll probably talk about testing later. Not today. We'll talk about testing a little later. I'll give you my philosophies in testing and how I got over and how I was able to use a lot of my tests to get me a hit. That's another story. So listen, Monique comes through with the questions. But before I forgot. So Brian Dean, now I'm going to spoil it because I'm not supposed to say. I was going to give you the two as a surprise. Anyway, all those people mentioned on the list for the palette, I'm going to send you an email with how much the postage is, and then you PayPal me the postage, and I'll send out the thing because over this past week, the pallets came in finally. Yay! They finally came in. So I will be sending them out this coming week. So I will be sending you guys an email. This is, I need your, I think I need your addresses too. So I'll send you a little blip, tell me where you live. Then I have to blip it into the post office thing. The post office thing normally tells me how much it is. It's normally straight across the board, like, I think they raised their price to like $8. So I think it's $8, but that's in America. I don't know what it is overseas. And so I will be asking for your addresses and I'll plop it into the machine. And then I will tell you how much it is. And if you still want to pay the shipping, that's fine. If you don't, you say, oh, DeShawn, I can't do it right now. That's okay too. And then that's it. Okay. So they're here. Okay. I had to wait. I had to wait a couple of weeks for them to come. I don't know what was up with UPS. I wasn't too, they kept telling me my package was here. I kept going back downstairs to get it. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, it's here at the store. You have to come pick it up. I was like, man, ain't this some biatch? So they're here. You're so welcome, of course, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you. So, okay, all right. Now we're hitting Miss Monique's question because Monique, it's such a good question. It's such a good example of what I keep trying to get people to understand about rates and stuff like that. And so I'm hopefully we're able to break down the mystery of the rate tonight. Okay, so it says, hi, DeShawn. Today I was at work and I'm gonna say I was hearing two ladies talk about how some makeup artists are charging over $200 for clients to get their makeup done. And one lady said she charged almost $300 and only used drugstore brands for just her baby shower makeup. So my question is, what is the rate that we should be charging clients? Such an amazing question, because as you see, she gave you two examples where somebody said 200, somebody was paying 200, somebody was paying $300, right? And so, and on top of it, using drugstore makeup. But I have issues with that. And you guys know I have issues with the drugstore makeup and charging money, unless you are a Sam Fine, a Pat McGrath, Mario Davidovich, any of those pooty poo poo people. They can do whatever the F they want to do because they are celebrities in the minds of consumers. They can do what they want. They could whip out Wet and Wild Honey, and they would consumers would sit there going, okay. So you see what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a difference in mentality of your consumer. Remember, it is the perception of your client looking at you, which means when you whipping out that drugstore makeup, as you can see here, she said she was charged almost $300 and only used drugstore brands for just her baby shower makeup. And a lot of people turn to us and they go, well, if I'm paying you $300, then why are you whipping out drugstore makeup? You understand? People equate rolls. I know people think $300 is a lot of money to get your makeup done when they don't understand rates, right? So let's say somebody like who does Sam, not Sam, what was his name? Scott Barnes, starts with an S. So when Scott Barnes does J-Lo's makeup, do you think he's charging her $300? No, of course not. He must, listen, this is off the top of my head, and this is off of what I feel like I kind of knew what celebrity makeup artists kind of sort of charge in that arena. So just, bear with me. It could be lower, it could be higher. This is a guesstimation. In my mind, Scott is not only getting his transportation paid, no matter what that transportation, it could be a jet, I'm not sure. So at that level, his car service, I don't think he's taking Ubers. Okay. So all of that goes into, to the price. So I want to say at the lowest end, he's maybe making $10,000 a day. Okay. At the low end, that's in my mind, because he is working on a A-list person. This is not a somewhat A-list. This is a A-list person. So I would say he's making at least 10K a day. That's my assumption. He could tell me, oh, no, Sean, it's not that much. And I say, oh, okay, you enlightened me. But to me, back in the day, it used to be something like 10K. So when your clients don't understand pricing, they think that $300, though it is a lot of money, do not misunderstand me, on the scale of pay 10,000, 50, and 300, 300 is really down here. Then you see what I'm saying? So 300 is technically on the lower end of being paid. But a lot of consumers, because they're just regular people, they don't understand the pay scale. But we should. You understand what I'm saying? We should understand the pay scale. So that's number one. Okay. So Monique is saying, well, I don't understand because somebody's paying 200, some paying 100. I don't know, right? It depends on you. It depends on what are you offering. When somebody comes to your site, what are they looking at? Are they going, oh, Are they when they hit you up for a price or something, do they say something to you like, I don't even know if I can afford you? Do they say things like that to you? Because that's a giveaway that they think. Remember, it's the perception. Get with me, escuche, as I say to the boyfriend. It is the perception of your client looking at you. You understand? And if they think in their mind that, oh my God, she's so, her work looks so expensive. Do you then come in because you knew and you say, oh yeah, I only charge $50? Hell no, you charge as much as you can get. This is the thing about rates. Rates go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. That's rates. Rates, I think when I first started, Monique, rates was confusing to me as well, because people would say to me, you have a rate. DeShawn, you have one rate. I was just like, okay, if you tell me, okay. And then I would think that I had to stick to that one rate, and I couldn't dare like move away from that rate. And it was very, very, very confusing to me. Well, basically, I will explain. Like I said, it goes like this. So you have to pick a number, Miss Monique, about how low you're willing to go. How low are you willing to go? Let's say in your head, you say, well, you know what? People tell me my makeup's good. I've gotten lots of great feedback. People want to pay me more, these types of things. That should tell you, raise your rates, take it up higher, and then set a limit to how far you will go, right? How far down from your rate? So let's say you said your rate is $1,000 a day, Monique. Okay, great. But all of a sudden, here's somebody offering you $250. How low are you willing to dive to get that money? So you have to think of this way. That's why when people offer me things, I say, that's just not my rate. I'm sorry. That's not even the ballpark of my rate. I'm gonna have to pass. Or maybe somebody else can help you, but that's beyond. That's so low. I that's not my rate. That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to have like a bottom for you that you're not willing to go past. So if you charge $1,000 and you say, well, you know what? I think $500 is the lowest I'm willing to go to leave my house, right? Then that's what it is. The only way it changes, honestly, especially if you're new, I hate to say this because I really can't stand working with them, when it's a celebrity, because sometimes celebrities can, depending who they are, listen, hear me now, depending on who they are, they can catapult your career way fast. I mean, look at Mario Davinovich. Y'all didn't know who the hell he was until he touched Kim. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know how much he makes anymore. I know Mario, so I don't know how much Mario makes in terms of like the Kim Kardashian, like when he started working with Kim, it certainly wasn't what he's charging today. And so someone like that can kind of take you and go pink and move your career up. But the question, see, this is the question though, Monique. How low again are you willing to go? Because celebrities can be notoriously cheap. How low are you willing to go? You see, this is where the rate comes in. You have to weigh so much when you think about rates. That's why when people talk about rates, it's so confusing, because there's so many rules to the rate-them that we have, and especially it's based on an individual artist mind. It's not based off of what I would value as, okay, take that job and, whatever. It's up to you to decide on, is this a good celebrity for me? Where are these pictures going? Is it just Instagram or is it a campaign? What is it? You have to start weighing all of these things in your head to find out where that rate should lie. And then you can say, okay, I'll take it. Or you can say, listen, that's kind of low, and start to negotiate a higher rate. Let me read what you guys are saying. CIR YouTube says, yeah, because Kim is getting sued for not paying her staff. So many people don't pay their people. It's very interesting. Hold up. Monique, you got truncated. Hold up. I don't know why that happened. No, I don't want to do that to you. What happened? Maybe you did. Maybe you attracted it, honey. Okay. So that's one half of it. Okay. Monique, is who are these people? So to answer this kind of question, I'm trying to give you the full scale of rate okay? So again, the perception, let me see, make sure I want to understand. Oh, I did have a question for you. About, I'm reading your question on how to make a so when you overheard this conversation, Miss Monique, was it the same artist or was it just different artists? That's what I wanted to know in the jump. When you said I heard these people speaking, one said 200, one said 300, was it the same person that they were talking about? Like, oh, DeShawn charged me 2, but that bitch charged me 3. So I'm trying to find out, is it the same artist or this is just general artists and they're just sharing, these clients or these ladies are just sharing what somebody charged them? That's what I wanted to know from you. Yummy asked me, do people still charge whole day and half day rates? Hell yeah, you do. I do it all the time. Yes, yes, yes. And again, it's another thing, like, especially when you're dealing, well, it doesn't really matter, like weddings, it doesn't really matter. It's in the fashion world, fashion world, we don't charge by head, per head. You know how you do it in weddings where you go, well, how many bridesmaids do you have? You know, well, ting, 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 that adds up. In fashion, we don't do that. We don't count per heads and then say, let me give you a rate, because unfortunately for you and for me, fashion, you could oddly enough be working on 13 people in one day. I know you're like, what did you just say to me? Yes, oddly enough, you could be working on 13 people, or you could be working, you might be able to do full face for 6, and then the rest is background. So fashion is a little weird. So you can't take wedding rules and apply it to fashion. And so that's why you have a day rate. You see, that's why you have, well, my day rate is X. But you will always have to ask questions. You cannot take jobs and not ask questions. That's how you get your ass in trouble. It happens to me every now and then. I get called from friends or, people I've worked with before, and I don't ask. I'm so comfy with them. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then and then all of a sudden I'm like, damn, I forgot to ask, where is it? Then they'll tell me New Jersey. I'm like, oh shit, it's in New Jersey. Damn it. Do you know how long it's going to take me to get to New Jersey? I should have raised my rate. Or they may say, I may not have said, well, how many people are it? And I'm thinking, because of the last times I worked with these people, it was like 1 or 2 people. I'm like, I could do that for 1 or 2. This is my rate. Then all of a sudden I found out it's 6 people. Then you go, shit, I should have changed. I should have raised my rate. So that is why you have to ask questions before you accept a gig. But I wonder if Monique is Oh, okay. Thank you, Monique. So Monique is telling me they are talking about 2 different artists and their experience. Okay. So that's very important. I would have loved, Ms. Monique, to find out who they were, because then we could have looked them up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we really could have said, I could have looked them up and dissected them for you to tell you, oh, this one is really good, this one sucks, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So one lady said she was charged $300, and the makeup artist only used drugstore brands. Interesting. Oh, you know what, Monique, since you're here, when that lady was talking about the $300 makeup artist and the drugstore brands, was she annoyed by it? Surprised by her use of makeup? Was she, in your mind, was she expecting better from this makeup artist in terms of products? If you can come back and tell me how your perception of her reaction to saying, I gave her $300 and she only used drugstore, was that okay with her, or was she slightly annoyed by it? Like, I would like to know that, because then we can continue the conversation. I would love to know that from you. Yes, Evie Fashion. Yummy says, what constitutes a whole day or half day rate for you? A half day is 4 to 6 hours. Whole day is 8 to 12. Technically, yes. Technically, yes, Yummy. Yes, you're correct. That's how a lot of people do it. A half day rate is 4 to 6 hours. A whole day rate is 8 to 12. Okay. Depending on how far I'm going, little extras like that, I charge a whole day rate, even if I'm there for an hour. Y'all gonna be like, what? Yes, because right now I moved all the way upstate or whatever, but let's say I had a gig in Manhattan. Well, that takes me 2 hours to get to Manhattan. It takes me 2 hours to get back. Then maybe the gig lasted 2 hours. Well, that's 6 hours, isn't it? That's more than half a day, correct? And so I tend to charge a whole day. I just get paid a whole day, because you're utilizing me for the day. I'm there for the day. Even if you tell me, like literally just not too long ago, I had a gig that was in Manhattan, and the rate was, my normal day rate, which was fine, but I was only there for 2 hours and I bounced. Sometimes you get those types of gigs where people say the rate is the rate for the gig. It's not just the day rate. You have to think of it this way: the rate for the job. I'm calling you up, Yummy, and I'm saying, yo, Yummy, I got this gig. It pays 1,000, right? You got to be in Manhattan. Got to get there at 8. You'll be done by 10, right? That's how it works. Not so much what's your day rate, because normally when you're dealing with, like, these are people I've already dealt with continuously for years and years, so they already know what my rate is for that. And so if you're dealing with new people, you could say something like, well, my rate for that, my rate is $1,000, and it's up to them to say, oh, okay. It's up to them to decide on, can they afford that in their budget. Some people will say, okay. And then you say, damn it, I think I should have said 1,200. But some people will scoff back and say, oh, that's a lot of money. And a lot of times it's a lot of money to them is because they're trying to cut the budget. And when they're trying to cut the budget, they normally do it with the creatives, like the hair and makeup, and not even styling, because styling they seem to think is way more important than makeup. So they're willing to pay extra money for stylists. But for hair and makeup, sometimes they're not. And so, yeah, you throw out a rate, and all you can do, this is where I have a video on here that's talking about negotiation, because this is what's going to happen. You'll throw out $1,000. They'll say, ooh, oh, do you think you could do better? And then you say, well, and then you start asking more and more and more questions, like, how long am I have to be there? Where is it? What's the situation? What is it for? Is it an ad campaign, or is it just some private stuff? Like, what you have to start asking all these questions before you accept whatever rate they gave you, or you pitch yourself. If they said, let's say you said 1,000, and they said no for whatever reasons, and then you ask your 1,000,002 questions, and you really do find out. Listen, sometimes the gigs were like literally down the block for me, and I still got a day rate, right? So let's say it's not putting you out of your way, for this time only. I'll do it for you for this time only for 800. But remember, my rate is 1,000. That is how you play the game, because it is always a game. They do not want to pay. They always want to suck the life out of makeup artists. They always don't want to pay us. And so that's why negotiation is important, because your rate now is dipping. The minute somebody does not accept your rate, it's fluctuating, correct? Isn't it? Either you say, no, thank you, and you walk away, or now here's the dance, right? Here's the dance. So you're going to go, and you're going to go back and forth about a rate. That's just the way it is. That's the way it rolls. Sometimes you can negotiate. I always tell you guys, you can negotiate for faster pay. You can say, okay, are you paying me 800? How long does it take for you to, like, send out the checks? Some people say, oh, we send it out within a week. You could say, I want my check when I walk in the door. How about that? I'll do it for 800. You pay me that day. You understand what I'm saying? So then the negotiation that you just did was, give me my money now. That's the negotiation, that you decided to do. So, Yummy, it's all over the place. That's why it's so funky, and it's so difficult for people to wrap their brains around. I think, honestly, Yummy, I think I was like year 10. So like 10 years, half of my career at that point, where I was like, how does this work? I didn't understand it. I was still confused because nobody was kind of like explaining it to me. Just explain it to me. And they would, and then you know what the problem with this, Yummy, is that you have like I'll have one friend tell me one thing, and I have another friend tell me another thing, and I'm like, but that's not what she said. But that's not what she said. I'm so confused. It's very confusing because basically what they both were trying to say was it fluctuates. That's what they should have said. It just fluctuates. Instead of saying, well, I charge to that. Nobody tells me what to do. It's like, okay, that's cute. But I was trying to understand how this works. Can you explain it to me? So that's kind of boom, 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 boom. So I want you to think of it as a roller coaster on the ride to getting paid. Okay. That's how it is, honey. So Monique says, I should have asked who they were. Yeah, who they were. But I know. But I didn't want to say anything. I understand. I'm nosy. I would have been like, well, who is it? Oh, I do ask. Sometimes I go, who did that to you? All nosy, right? Who did that? Let me write that name down. And then I go look it up. She said, let's see. She said she liked the makeup, but she felt that her foundation was a little darker than her skin tone. So she was about 85 to 90% satisfied. So she did not have, me and Monique going to have a conversation. So she did not have a problem with the drugstore makeup, correct? That's what I'd like to know. I'm very curious on that. Did she have a problem with the drugstore makeup? Let me see. Brian Dean says, rates fluctuate. Know your worth and do the math. Yes, that's what you do. So Yummy says, after many years, I'm still not used to rates for shoots longer than a few people and travel longer than my local distance. People do ask for justification. So they're asking you for justification in terms of your rate, what you're asking for. Is that it? She says, after years, I'm still not used to rates for shoots. And here's my question, Miss Yummy. What kind of shoot is it? Do you understand? What are you doing? Again, everything is what are you doing? It's sort of like when you are writing something and you're writing like a short story or something. What do they say when you're writing a story? You need to have the who, what, where, why, and how in order for you to write a story. So just think about you're writing a complete story. You need you need that information so you can figure out what that rate is. And so they can't come back at you and throw stuff at you like, you know how they like to listen. We all know how they play this game. Well, it's just one person. It's really, sometimes it's not about the amount of people. Sometimes for us, our rate could be set because, okay, it's one person, but I have to travel 3 hours out of my way. That's money to me. That costs me money. Sometimes it could cost me $100 for the day in transportation alone. And so I have to factor that into my rate now. I can't just be like, okay, I don't care. I have to factor that into my rate. So again, sometimes it's not always about the people you're working with. Sometimes it could be logistics. Sometimes it could be transportation. It could be all different kinds of things, So I want you to start thinking like those things. But remember who, what, where, why, how, and when, excuse me. Okay. Who, what, where, why, how, and when. I know it doesn't go in that order, but that's how I'm going. Then you create your story. And then you can say, oh, okay, I got it. And you get all the information you need. But a lot of times we only get a snippet of the information. And then we're kind of like, as I say, ass out. And we're just like, oh, shit, I didn't know. I should have. Whenever we enter a job and we turn around and in your head, you said, damn, I should have asked. We all go through this. Damn, I should have asked. How many models? Now I got these 4 biatches up here. I didn't ask. That's what happens. We don't want to be ass out. We don't want to be ass out. We don't want to be like mad, like showing up to a set mad and You negotiate, you think you negotiate your pay, and then all of a sudden you show up and it's double of what the person said, or double of what the person didn't say. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you think in your mind, oh, it's one person, and it shows out to be four. You see, all of that is important. That's why you have to get that all down. I keep telling you guys, there is a sample deal memo on my blog, because if you just print that out and you're talking to somebody on the phone, it should link all the who, what, where, why, and how, and where, all this stuff. It should be linked all in there, because it just helps you while you're sitting there asking questions. Like, well, where is it? And then how many people am I working on? What exactly is it? What kind of job is this? Do I have to do hair and makeup? What am I doing? You see, all of that is in that deal memo sample form, and it's easy for you to look down and just ask questions. So it's kind of like spelled out for you. You just have to ask your questions. Hey, some more. Good night, honey. Wait a minute, I jumped. This makes me feel a lot better, as I have done this a lot. You and me, Lori. No, Yummy. Yo, Lori is not alone. No, we all go through this. I don't know anyone, honestly. I have never met a soul who came out of the bat and totally understood the rates and totally understood this industry and was like, I got it. I mean, I woke up like this. I know what I'm doing. I have never met anybody like that. Never. The most successful people, they had issues with this. So I've never met anybody who had this off the bat. Brian Dean says, oh no, Yummy says, cool, Brian. So he says, yes, in terms of my rates, and yes, the amount of time. Yep. Let's see, Evie. Gotta love when there are several location changes. That's another thing. I thought I was going to be in Manhattan. How the hell did I wind up in Philadelphia? Oh, didn't I tell you, DeShawn? We're going to start in Manhattan and we finish in Philly. Like, what? Y'all ain't tell me this. Because I didn't ask. Right, Maria Jones says, and don't forget current gas prices. Exactly. Don't forget your Uber prices. Don't forget your time in general. Your time is money. Time is money. Your time is money, And by the way, just because, you might luck up and get a gig around the corner, they don't need to know you live around the corner. Okay. So let's get that straight. So Lori's telling Maria, yes, I raised my rates due to gas prices recently. I think everybody did that, girl. Brian Dean says, when you book a room for a hotel, you book a room one of the major cities during a popular weekend like Memorial Day weekend, the hotel will change. The hotel will charge an additional $200 to $500. And you are right. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we see in our industry, we see in the world how rates constantly are fluctuating, and yet we don't think we can do that, and we can. We see it in the hotels. You'll see it in car rentals. You'll see it in Uber. You'll see how all of a sudden, price surging kicks in. We see when rates do this, and yet as makeup artists, we just don't think we should do it. And of course we should. Of course you do. You have to start thinking yourself as a business. This is why I'm here. This is a business, and so Brian Dean, as usual, is 100% correct in his, example of rate changing. It happens all over. Listen, I was on Airbnb one day looking for an apartment. I was speaking at IMATS 1 year in LA. And I said, this time I wasn't going to stay in the hotel. I was going to stay in an Airbnb, a snappy Airbnb in the area, like Pasadena. And I remember how you do Airbnb and you see the rates, like say I can't remember how much it was, but let's say it was $100 a night or something like that. Right. So I reached out to like 2 or 3 people and was like, hi, your place looks beautiful. I'd like to stay. And the rate was like something reasonable, like 100. And then this person was like doing this weird back and forth thing with me. It was kind of strange. Well, what do you want it for? And blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I was like, listen, I'm an old ass lady. I ain't here to have no parties. I'm speaking I said in the thing, I'm speaking at a convention around the corner and I just need a place to stay. Well, that person didn't take, for some reason, just didn't take me. Fine, that's fine. But guess what happened? Because remember, I have been on Airbnb in that area and I have already scanned all the places that I wanted to like notify that, hey, can I have your space? And the prices were around $100. Well, this mother effer got on the phone and told several of these Airbnb people, did you know there was a convention on the weekend of such and such and such and such? By the time he said no to me and I went to the next people that was on my list, it went from 100 to 200. I said, what the just happened? What the hell just happened? Why did it go up so, like, what just happened? And I realized I tipped them off that there's something happening around the corner. So they immediately raised their prices. You understand what I'm saying? This is America. You can raise your prices. This is what America is based on, of taking advantage of people and raising your prices. So I'm with Brian Dean with that example because they do raise their prices. Yes, Yummy. Check out that blog, baby. It's right there, and I think you should be able to print it out from the blog. If you can't, let me know, and I can send you a sample. Evie says, unpack kit, packed kit, load kit, rinse and repeat, huff and puff workout. My kit is big because I do makeup and hair, plus my chair, and sometimes lighting too. Good Lord. Exactly. It's a lot. Like, that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, it's so much more than this. This is like when we think about our day, like for me, 2 hours, 2 hours down, 2 hours back, 4 hours. Okay. In one day. Now, maybe on a gig for another 4 hours. In that 4 hours, I've done about maybe an hour's worth of makeup. And the rest I sit back and I go, okay, well, I'll wait for my, powder and I'll sit. It's just, it's just a lot of everything else. It really is a lot of everything. This is about 25% of our day. The rest of it, and then don't forget, still before you get the gig, you're negotiating. You're asking questions. You might be going back and forth, maybe with a director. You might be going back and forth, like with the creative director. So depending on how deep your portion of this gig is, that's money. And the thing that makeup artists don't understand is we don't get paid for that time. See, stylists get paid to go and pick up the clothes, right? They get paid for shopping. They get paid for going to pick it up. They get paid for going to take it back, and they get a rate. We don't get that. So if we're on a shoot where there needs to be some back and forth with these people, like sometimes I'm in meetings with people, right? Sometimes they say, hey, can you come to New York? We have this meeting. We like, for you to sit down with this person. And I'm like, okay. But again, it's not like they're paying all the time for that. So you have to, so I take that and I fold it into my rate, you see? But if I don't do that, they're not going to give it to me. So you have to really think hard about the rate and understand it does this, but also understand that all the extras that people ask of you, like bringing your chair, bringing your lighting, blah, 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 all that stuff, it should go into there too. Hey, Kenya Allen. Hello, love your lipstick. Thank you, Kenya. It's a soul sister night. Danessa Myris. Thank you, darling. And it's called Tribe. What? Time and experience is money. You ain't lying. So Yomi says, I guess people just expect that there are cut and dry prices for them to calculate for affordability. Yeah, because remember, again, think of a client. Remember, you as a client, right? You as a client, who wants to pay full price? You tell me. I am the queen of where's the sale? Give me a sale. Can I get a sale? I'm a queen of it. I just literally, I'm so proud of myself. Listen, people, listen. I built a bench, and I keep talking about this, but I'm going to show you pictures of my yard because everything you see when I send it to you will be made by your girl by hand. Okay, so I'm all into this woodworking now, right? I think I am like the DIY person of the year. Okay. So just yesterday, I had to go buy a miter saw with a right? And I noticed that it was on sale online, but I also noticed they had another sale for the batteries because it didn't come together. But it was, again, I saw it online. So I get to the store, I get to Home Depot, and the guy goes, "Oh, no, that's online. We don't do that here." And I was just like, but it says, I can get 2 batteries and a router for $100, but now you're trying to charge me almost $200 for 2 batteries. Like, what's happening? What this is? I wasn't expecting to pay this much. And of course, I used my charm. And I literally walked out of Home Depot with everything I asked for and under $160 under what I was supposed to pay for everything. I literally walked out there under $300 for everything, when if I had done what the store policy was, it would have cost me about 400 some odd dollars. So this is what I'm saying. I am the queen of where is the sale? Can I get a sale? Can you hook a sister up? So you have to think that way, because that's how we all think. We think, why would I pay full price for something? I'm not paying full price for something. You see? So it's the perception of the client. I have clients who are like, if I said my rate, they would say, here, take it, because they feel that I'm worth it to them. You have to make yourself worth it to those clients. That's all. You just have to make it worth it to them, where they don't even flinch when you say your rate. They don't even say, damn, that's a lot of money. They don't question you. They don't question your professionalism. That's how you have to get there. You have to build a reputation for yourself, which happens over time, where people say, oh my God, DeShawn is amazing, and then some people actually worry about your hygiene. Some people actually worry about, are you late? Some people actually worry about your attitude. These types of things that also come along with how your rate can fluctuate, because sometimes people might say, listen, I had a friend, okay, let me tell you the truth. Okay. I think I told you, I had a friend that I couldn't even get her a job. Like, she's just not a team player. And every single time I would mention her name, I couldn't even get the vowel, like the sound out before I said this person's name. They said no. And I was like, damn, I didn't even finish her name. They was like, I know exactly you're going to say no. Okay. They don't even want to hire her. So, right there, that cut your rate in half, don't you think? So this is what I'm saying. It's so much more. That's why your rate does this. Sometimes people hire me because I just don't bring drama. I'm a friendly person on set. Some people say, I just like your disposition, your calming force on the set. I get hired just for that. You see, so you just, you understand? It's amazing what happens. Brian Dean. I love it. And Brian Dean, and all the while you're on your feet. I hear you, Brian Dean. Thank you, Evie. Exactly. So true, DeShawn. People went crazy hoarding hand sani and then try selling it for buku bucks. Exactly. Now, that was disgusting and not nice. But yes, remember the people were hoarding the toilet paper, and the people hoarding all these things and like trying to charge people. I forgot how much that hand sanitizer was. It was like something ridiculous for hand sanitizer. Yes. But also those people also got in trouble because because the consumer knew that they were trying to rip them off. We're not trying to rip people off, but we still want to get our rate. We still want to be paid correctly. I'm not telling you go out there and charge $10,000 a day. First of all, try to get $10,000 a day, and you don't have a reputation like a Scott Barnes or Pat McGrath or Sam Fine or any of those people. You ain't getting it anyway, you know? Wait a minute. I think I missed the gym. Hold up. Let me go back for a minute. Hey, Carlo, I didn't see you, honey. Hi, darling. Hold up. Hold up. I'm missing some. I lost something. Something in translation went poop. Brian Dean's coming with the gems. And Brian Dean's like, and don't let your face express that you are tired. It's a lot. Oh, no, you can never look tired. Oh, no. You have no right to look. You have to be like this. Hi, how can I help you? Yes, you are happy. You are just so happy when your feet are like killing you and you're tired and you just want to just go in the corner and take a nap or something. No, it's always this. He move over Martin Stewart. DeShawn said no. She's a fool, but yes, I think I am. But I'm learning. It's just a new, it's just like something new that I'm doing, because I love makeup. I love you guys and everything, but I need something else to do. Okay. like 21 years of doing makeup is cute. I really wanted to learn some new skill and yeah, so building is just, it's my jam. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the change of, yeah, the change. So there you go. Thank you, Brian Dean. Exactly. This is what I keep saying. Make your clients want to pay your rate. You have to. Because if you okay, do a test and I don't know how much you guys are charging. Let's say you're charging $300. Go up $200 and see what the reaction is. So let's say if you not to a regular client. Don't go up to a regular client. I would say try new people. I saw, I don't know what class I was taking. I was taking a business class, and I actually saw this also on YouTube. Guy said the same thing. He said when you have new clients, you automatically raise your rates. Okay, so if your rate for DeShawn was 300, and now you have a brand new client, they don't know nothing. Raise your rate. Raise your rate. Raise it. Because how else are you going to prosper and grow in money if you don't incrementally raise your rate? And he said each time you get a new person, you should be raising your rate. And I tend to agree with that because I remember when I was afraid to raise my rate and I did not raise my rate for years. And I was making decent money, but I wasn't making great, crazy money. And the feedback that I was getting from people was like, that's all you charge? And I was like, yeah, isn't that right? I don't understand. And they were like, God, DeShawn, you need to charge more money. And that's what you want. You want your people to tell you you are undercharging yourself. You need to increase. As soon as you get people go, that's all you charge, then there's something wrong. And then you really have to look at the services that you're giving and everything. And you hear that kind of feedback, that's telling you you're worth more. You just don't realize it. When you get that kind of, that's it, boom, the rate goes right up. And don't go up $50. Take it up. People tell you, people tell you all the time. You just don't listen. We don't listen to those cues. Like when I was telling my friends how much I was making, they're like, that's it? That's all you charge? That was enough for me to say, okay, it's time for me to raise my rate. And just like conversely, if somebody says, you say, well, I charge $1,000. You charge $1,000? What you do? That's also another way to look at it. Like people are like, what are you, crazy? That's another thing. So you have to read, as we say, read the room, read what people are saying and not the codes, but read what people are saying to you. They're telling you the truth to your face. You just ain't listening. You're not listening, child. You got to listen. Evie says it's nice when you and your client are happy, and there is not taken advantage of, and there is no taking advantage. Oh, I'm gonna take it like that. So Yummy says to Brian, he says, yes, given an experience, Brian. Yeah. Yes, Yummy. Yeah, Yummy said, "Wow, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that confirmed. Raise your rates with new people. Raise your rates with new people. Yes, my dear, raise your rates. Very rarely will someone tell you that's all you charge. No, I used to get that a lot. That's all you charge? What's wrong with you, Sean? Why you charge so low? I'm like, that's low? I thought that was good. And they were like, that's low. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. And I raised my rates. Oh, what is the taxes? Carlo asked, what is the rate for taxes and VAT, etc. in the US? We don't have VAT here. That's like the UK. What is the rate for taxes? I should know this. Oh God. It depends on what tax bracket you're in, Carlo, here. So it could be from, I think the lowest I've heard was 10 for really like you broke ass, like you ain't making no money, to like 25 to 30%, 35% for some people. And then when you really reach up high, like a Scott Barnes, something like that, it could be 50%, depending on where you are, how much money you make. So it depends on the your income more so than um yeah, it depends on your income. So we fluctuate here. The VAT tax, I don't know what the VAT tax is in the UK. I am, yeah, but here it's, again, it fluctuates depending on how much money you make. Yummy says, yesterday's price isn't today's price. Get with the picture. Get with it. Yeah, Monique, yeah. Hairstylists, yeah, hairstylists can, oh my God, there are some hairstylists I know that are making just crazy. Look at my crazy eyes. They're making crazy money. And they could be specialties. They can be like, I cut hair and, you come sit down with me and I cut your hair for $700. I'll cut your, just cutting your hair. They're not washing your hair, not doing anything, just going to cut your hair. You have some hairstylists who are specialize in coloring. I'm not cutting your hair. I'm not doing that. I do color. It's very interesting. Then you have people who are just really good at bridal. They make a lot of money. It all depends on what their specialty is. It all depends. That's why I say when you specialize in something, when you specialize, you can make more money because they're looking at you as an expert in what you're doing. That's why when you go to a colorist, you're going because that person is a good colorist, correct? You're not going because they give you a good perm. They're going because their color, you want that color, you want it to come out right, correct? That's why they make the money they make. Because see, the hair business, they do it much better than we do. They have specialties, they have a lot of training, they have ongoing training, they have a lot of steps in their business that shows a client what their worth is. Whereas in makeup, we don't have that. We just don't have that. So you have to kind of do it for yourself. Evie says, gotta love the newbie makeup artists who charge barely anything, and then production or private clients want you to match that insanely low price. I mean, then they can't, then that's not your client. Like I keep telling you people, lay off the newbie makeup artists. Lay off of them. They don't know any better. Either we're going to be sister and brotherhood with them, and we're going to sit them down and say, listen, yo, DeShawn, why are you charging $50? Did you know that kind of job is 500? School them. All you have to do is school them. But nobody wants to school them. I don't want any more animosity towards the newbies. They're doing that because they don't know any better. That's why they do that. They're not trying to undercut us. They don't know what they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing. So we have to stop giving energy to that thing, And also the reason why, I mean, come on, Evie, come on, girl. The reason why these, would you say, production and private clients? Listen, girl, they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. That's why those newbies get those jobs. And that's why those newbies get those jobs and they mess them up on a continuous basis. They get jobs and they jack it up all the time. Come on, girl. We've seen it. We've seen it on national TV. I have seen people like the Today Show reach out to Instagram stupid ass famous makeup artists on Instagram, pull them onto their show for those girls who don't and boys who don't know what the F they're doing to get on there and do demos. Hands are shaking, all this makeup's all but they're looking bad. They can't even explain anything. If you have noticed the amount of Instagram famous makeup artists, you don't really see, you're starting to see a decline in people using them as experts. Why? Because they have screwed it up. This is what I'm saying. This is why production wants this and all this stuff. They want that cheap ass makeup artist. But I ask you, my darling Evie, are you a cheap ass makeup artist? If you're not, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Really. I know you say, well, well, DeShawn, when they take that rate, aren't they bringing us down? Technically, yes. But really, technically, no. Because they're new and they don't know what the F they're doing. Because if that was the case, then I wouldn't be making any money. Brian Dean wouldn't be making any money. You wouldn't be making any money. You get what I'm saying? So can we collectively woosah for the newbies? Can we woosah for them? Can we just give them a moment? Can we give them a moment of peace? Can we just give them a little love, a little sisterly and brotherly love? And when you come across one that says, I charge $50, then you go, oh, and let me explain something to you, and just explain it to them. Because we are responsible for that too. We are responsible for being angry and not helping. We should be helping. If more people had helped me, I would have been better off years ago. But nobody was helping me. Everybody was like, you charge what? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to woosah. Today's live is brought to you in part by the word fluctuate. Yes. Oh God. Women agree problematic. A seasoned professional lasts forever. And they really, Lori, hello, bing. I don't have confetti. I got to start throwing confetti. I just don't want to mess up my floor. But being a true professional lasts forever. A true professional, good Lord, we have to make a banner. I'm gonna write that down. A true professional lasts forever. That's like bang, boom, bang, bang, boom, boom, bang, bang. Yes, a true professional lasts forever. I totally agree. I totally agree. And they weather the storm. I totally agree. Carlos says, I hope to explain myself good in English. That's okay, sweetheart. We'll get it, okay? So don't you ever worry about that. I'll just keep asking you questions as we go along. With customers, not companies, it's not easy. But with real companies, agencies, etc., it's more easy. They know the industry. Yes, they know that they cannot pay. I had to go down the line, Carlo. Cannot pay for advertising for like $80 for 8 hours. So I think everybody understood what I was saying and what Carlo was saying. A real production company is not going after us, right? Seasoned people and saying, I have $80 for you. They don't do that. And that's such a good point, Carlo. They don't do that. They come at us respectfully. They may come at us and ask us for a little wiggle room or whatever, but they understand the rate that we should be getting. They get it. They don't play these games with us. They don't come at us with $50. These are real companies. These are not these production shystery people who are just trying to take advantage of a newbie makeup artist, because that's what they're doing. And I think we should understand that. That is what these companies are doing. They're taking advantage of newbie makeup artists. When they do that, that's what they're doing. It's not so much the newbie trying to get in on your action. It is they're taking advantage because they know the person is new. They know the person is hungry to work. They know the person wants to get whatever bogus ad campaign or whatever it may be underneath their belt. They know that. And so that, hey, I got this for you. We'll give you 50 and they'll take it. But if you school people and you'll say, Well, you know, a real ad campaign is like $1,000, 1,200, 2,000, whatever. It's not, the pay isn't like that. I bet you $2 million if you schooled those newbies and they went back to that person and said, oh, my rate is $1,000, they would cast those newbies aside so fast, because then they would go reach out to a real, true professional, because their attitude would be like, well, I was willing to give you 50, but I'm not going to give DeShawn 50. I'm going to have to pay her rate. That's what I hear a lot too. I'm not going to pay this person. I got to find somebody else who really knows what they're doing. So we have to give the newbies, please, can we just give them a little love? I just wish we just would be nice. But Carlo, I so totally agree. Uh-oh. Brian D, what happened? So Yummy says Nikki's artist then and now is a seasoned pro. I'm most of them. Most of them. I can only speak on most of them, not all, because Nikki is a fairly new, like, to the industry. And she's been out for about 10 years. That's fairly new, because you've had people who've been in the industry for 50, 60 years. You know what I mean? So everything's relative. So Nikki's technically a newer person. So like you'll have somebody like a Cardi B. I mean, Cardi B has her makeup artist is clearly, not clearly, but her makeup artist is not a seasoned person. So what I mean by that, like a 20-year in the business type person, you know, but that person knows how to really, I guess, do her makeup the way she likes it. You know what I mean? But what was I trying to say? I'm reading and I'm trying to talk to you. Sorry. I'm going to read. Let me read, because I'm trying to talk to you at the same time. What did I miss? Brian Dean, you always got something to say. Hold on now. See here, look at Brian Dean coming with some stuff. Brian Dean says Nicki Minaj had a beauty guru from YouTube do her makeup for her Barbie Dreams video. And wait, dot. Wait, and what? He said, yes, Yummy. That's what I was trying to say. Newer people, newer artists tend to do that. What Brian D was just saying, they tend to go and find newbies to do their makeup. They tend not to want to pay real makeup artists. They tend to want to not. I mean, we see it time and time again. Where here lately there are lawsuits constantly being thrown at Nicki or at, I don't know about Cardi. It was Nicki. It was Queen Latifah. Even it was several people. I even think was it Taylor Swift? I forgot. Somebody else was suing for their money. They didn't want to pay, so they will grab. I mean, it's now I'm not going to sound nice. See, this is all your fault. I'm just only using an example. See, y'all going to be mad at me, but I'm going to listen. Listen, I'm going to say it, but I'm not saying it in a derogatory fashion. I'm saying it in a historical, I guess, fashion. It's sort of like how Beatface Honey got her comeuppance because she was very popular on YouTube. And then she asked her YouTube followers to, I think it was to reach out to Brandy online and you know, kind of hit her up and say, this makeup artist is so good. This makeup artist is so good. You should try this first. And then Brandy did look at her. And then that's how Brandy got her. But she wasn't like, you know, she wasn't like a Mario type of person. But you see that type of, I'm not going to say she wasn't seasoned. I don't really know that much about Beatface Honey, except that she was a YouTuber. And then she was with Rennie Vasquez. And then Rennie went on and did more things than her and all that stuff with celebrities. But all I know is that she was a YouTuber and then she reached out to celebrities to do the makeup. But do you think that she was getting paid what a Sam Fine was getting paid? Come on. Like, we gotta open our eyes to that. Like, we really, 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 really have to open our eyes to all of this. We have to understand that these things do happen. Yes, you do get people who hire newbies or somewhat newbies, but I'm telling you, they're not getting that money. And I know people think they are, but they're not. Wait a minute, I'm trying to read because she used someone who used to do. Wait, because she used someone who's used to doing their own face on YouTube rather than a trained and skilled makeup artist. Exactly. You're talking about Nicki Minaj, correct? And again, and then again, you will see. That's why I said in my celebrity video thing how they drop you in a heartbeat because celebrities aren't technically loyal to people because they don't have to be. If you make one mistake, they can drop you. You might say, they might ask you for something. You say, oh, I think it might be better this way. And if they don't like that, they will drop you and find somebody else. If you hire a Instagrammer off, based off of what you think you're seeing on Instagram, and then you get them into your thing and they kind of like fumbling around and jacking it up, but at the end of the day, it all looks good after a while. That Instagrammer might get a Barbie dream video, but won't get hired again. And this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Like, it's just because one person gets the gig doesn't mean they continue to get the gig. It just doesn't work that way. You have to build your reputation. That's why Instagram is not a good vehicle for real makeup artists, because it's more about the flash and the this and the editing and all of that. It's not about the skill of a person. It really isn't. Listen, you know that Assisting Rules 2.0 is coming out. I believe it's coming out in October. The ebook version is coming out first, I believe. And I did go around for a year, and we, myself and my assistant, we went around asking all of these agencies, how can I put this? Like for assistants, are you interested in their Instagram? About 90 some odd percent of them said, hell no, we're not interested in your Instagram. We want real artists. That was the reply. So let that sink in, okay? It's not about your numbers. It's not about your production value. These people want to see real artists. They don't want all that fluff. So I'm gonna let that sink in. So Evie says, I gave some newbie some love. She DM'd me because I commented on her post in a Facebook group, and she reached out direct to ask for advice. I shared some wisdom with her and told her to feel free to message me. Evie, I always knew you were a gem. Yes, my darling, that's what we need to do. Teach one, each one, teach one. Is that how it goes? I can't remember. But that's a little saying. Evie, Brian Dean had the tea. Y'all are funny. Kenya says, this is good, necessary conversation and confirmation as I just went up on my price a few days ago. You get your money, Kenya. That's what I'm talking about. Lori says, so many good points you're making. Thank you, darling. People want professionalism and good attitude. I tend to get hired more for my energy and demeanor plus my work. Hello, you and me, Lori. Bang. Yes, my demeanor and my work. I cannot wait for this book. Neither can I, Brian. Right? I cannot wait for this book. Brian, you know how long we'll talk about this damn book, right? I cannot wait for the book either. I mean, the best thing about it is that I went from self-published, and I actually now have a publisher who is very interested in it, and they're running with your girl, and so we're going to turn it into some classes and everything. So this is going to be fun, I think. But I'm very happy that the book is finally coming out. We'll have a for those who cannot be here, maybe we'll have like a cyber. Everybody get a glass of champagne in the house and drink along with me. Something. But yeah, it's coming out. I'm very excited. There are over. Oh my God. What did she tell me? She just told me the number. The book was 200 pages and now it's almost 3. So there you go. Thank you, Brian Dean. I appreciate that. Thank you. Leighton, yes. Oh, I know that. Yeah, I mean, I know that even on my little page that I don't even do anything on, that when I do a video, I get more hits than when I just post a picture. So yeah, yeah, I do agree. Carlo says, good, because I'm a little tired of marketing me on Instagram, but I want to put myself on YouTube. Yeah, man, like one of the agencies really drove home the point of like, yeah, we're not looking for no Instagram um, people. Basically, they were saying they kept kind of the mantra kept coming back to us that you have makeup artists and you have influencers. Which one are you trying to be? If you want to be an influencer, then take your ass over to Instagram and do whatever you need to do. But if you want to be a true makeup artist, then come over here. Basically, there was no, they were not interested in the crossover of the makeup artist who's an influencer per se. They really want someone who is truly a makeup artist, that their focus and attention as being a makeup artist, not creating content. Even though you can, Carlo, you can have a really wonderful Instagram and a really wonderful YouTube and be a great makeup artist at the same time, but it's in how you market yourself to these agencies. You see what I'm saying? Like if you come at them and say, well, I'm a makeup artist and my influencers are 5,000 and they don't care. They don't care. So don't even mention it. You don't even have to mention you have any other, what do we call ourselves? Content, look like content creation. You don't have to mention that. There's a lot of times I'm a content creator, I guess. I don't mention it. I don't mention it. You have to mention it. Lori says, best advice, best DeShawn advice, have a website. Don't rely on Instagram. Have a website. I say that all the time. And I'm telling you, when you read what we found out in that book, you're going to be like, damn, okay. These people are not playing with you, no Instagram. I've been saying that forever. They're not playing with you on Instagram. But nobody wants to listen to me. And now when you see it in the book, then maybe you'll listen to me. Proof positive that I told you so. I told you so. Proof positive that I told you so. Ooh, Evie's like, YouTube? Really, Carlo? What language? Will you focus on anything specific? Everyone says I should start a YouTube, but I feel it's so saturated to me. Oh, girl, get your ass on YouTube. Everybody's on YouTube. Get on YouTube, Evie. Get on YouTube. Just get on YouTube. You're right. It's oversaturated. It doesn't matter. Actually, Evie, honestly, to be honest, it's not oversaturated with makeup artists. This is the thing that you have to understand. Makeup artists are missing from YouTube. What is on here are people sitting in their house in the bedroom putting makeup on. We still have that. There's no, I mean, I'm constantly on YouTube. I love YouTube. I say I go to YouTube University to learn how to use my power tools and my neighbor Larry. And there's a lot more of consumer driven makeup information than there are pros. I wish we were more saturated with pros on here than we were with the other way around, because I'm tired of, now the new thing is using calamine lotion as a freaking primer. I'm like done with the bad information, and this is all coming from YouTube. This is why we need pro makeup artists on YouTube. There are not enough of us on YouTube. Okay, Evie, I'm getting in the ebook ASAP. All right, honey, it's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. We'll have something. We'll come up with something that we can kind of do. Maybe we could do Zoom. Maybe we'll all Zoom. I don't know, child. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe we could Zoom or do something fun and have a little Zoom party. I don't know, child. But let's have fun with this book here. See one, do one, teach one. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that one. See one, do one, teach one. That's really lovely. That's very beautiful. Yes, I was trying to say that, but I didn't say that, Marion. But you said it succinctly as usual. Thank you, my darling, for that. You're very good with the words, my dear. Girl, you about to be busy. Evie. So Carlo's answering Evie back. He's saying, Evie, unfortunately, only in Italian. I'm not good enough in English. I want to create content for makeup artists. My darling, all you have to do is put up subtitles. We will understand what you're saying. Just put subtitles up for us English speaking people. I look at a lot of people. I look at a lot of people on here lately who don't speak any English whatsoever, and they just have subtitles. So yeah, you can just put subtitles up. Brian D says, DeShawn, I remember you telling us that you would leave your cards in taxi cabs across New York. Yes, being makeup artist is a hustle. Yeah, I sure did. Boom, 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 boom. Everywhere I went, like when you go to clubs in New York, I'm sure all over the place, like Paris. But when you go to clubs, sometimes in clubs they have, cards in the bathrooms or on a table. I would pull out a stack, bang, put them in. I would put them out there. Anywhere that there was like a place you could post your cards, bang, there was DeShawn's card. Like I wasn't playing. You have to be that way. There's too many people here in New York City to kind of not push yourself out there. Listen, whether it worked or not, I don't really give a rat's ass, but I was going to do whatever I was going to do to get the attention I needed. That's all I have to say. I don't have the patience like you, DeShawn. You can do it, girl. You can do it, Evie. I know you can. But Carlo, I see what you're saying. So Carlo's like not tutorial, but advice for sustainable business products academies. Yeah, well, why can't you put it in English? You don't have to say. You could just type it out in English, or they have translators. So like, let's say if I wanted to take this live and have subtitles in Spanish or something, I can hire a translator. It's really not that expensive anymore. You can hire a translator to translate what you're saying, and they put it down in your video for you. It's very interesting what YouTube, the YouTube world can do. Like you don't realize all of the little things little opportunities and stuff like that you do. I'm just happen to be very lazy. I don't feel like doing all that, but I am thinking about it. Like the next several months, I am thinking about translating it and turning into a blog post. And there's so many things you can do, and also turning it into a podcast and, all this stuff. So there's a lot of things you can do, my dear Carlo. You'd be amazed. Look who's here, the Ark and the Covenant of Beauty. You know how much I love your name. That makes me smile. I love your name. Hi. This is right on time. Well, welcome, my darling. I ain't going to be on here but for like another 5 minutes. So whoever has a question for me, ask me now, because she's got to get off. Yes, Carlo. Yes, I'll do it. It's not difficult with automatic subtitles. Yes, my dear. You can do it. You can do it. Believe you me, you got it. I'm going to tune in. Okay. I'm tuning in because I can learn something for you. Grazie, Evie. Monique, I'm terrible at posting on Instagram too. We all are. If I had my phone, I probably, I don't even know how many posts I have, which is, I believe I'm under 200. And I have been on there for like 8 years. I have friends who have like thousands and thousands and thousands of posts, and I got like 200. It's not my thing, and I'm not going to force myself to make it a thing. It's not my focus. I am a content creator on here. I might do a live maybe every once in a while on Instagram, but that's it. It's just not my thing. My last name is Rainbow. Oh my God, I love it. Evie. Okay, you people having questions, but y'all making me laugh. So don't forget, give me thumbs up, people. Listen, there's 16 here. I want 16 thumbs up. Give us some 16 thumbs up. Thank you for being here. Thank God there's no more storms. Thank God that I'm in the dark now, but I'm in the dark because we didn't turn the lights on yet. But Thank God I don't have any storm situations happening and all that stuff. Thank God. Oh my God, what a pain in the behind the last 2 weeks have been. I'm trying to come up with a question. I hear you. I hear you. All right, listen, people. Thank you for loving my laugh, EV. Thank you. So for all those fabulous people on the list, in the community thing about the palette, I'm going to reach out to you. Probably, yeah, I'm going to reach out to you, and we'll make it a way so we can get this thing out, because I can't sit on these palettes for the next 5 years. So we're going to get these palettes out. Brian Dean, it's YouTube, my darling. So hit me up follow the information on that thing, and then hit me up, and I'll get back to you guys. I am working this week. Look, she's sweating. There's no air in here. I am working this week, so it's going to take me a minute, but we're getting these palettes out of my house. Okay. So bye, beautiful people. She's got to get some air. She's got to turn the lights on. Bye, beautiful people. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.